Hello and good evening, everyone. Although it might be good morning or good afternoon, or for villainous, 3 o'clock in the morning in Australia. And today we're back with Usama, and we're going to be discussing the book of Job, or at least the Islamic scholars on Job in the Bible, in the Quranic version, which is this is the version where Allah heals Job and rains on him locusts made of gold. And the locusts have little poopies that of
Well,
gold.
gold. Yes.
So this
Listen,
is,
brother,
I
I
don't
hate
know
to
why
say
the
this.
biblical authors forgot to add this detail, but I'm so glad the Quran didn't miss that fact.
Hey, hello, brother Lloyd, and greetings to you in the name of our Lord and all our wonderful audience. Because I have to tell you upfront, if you're gonna talk about my scholars of Islam and the holy word of Allah in the Quran in a mocking way, I'm not very happy. Please, you have to show respect because we got more details that does not even exist in your Bible. You understand that? You already confess it, so you need to show high respect. If the Quran said holy poop, it's holy poop. Gold poop is gold poop. Don't argue with the scholars of Islam because that's exactly what happened. Okay? No hard feelings?
Didn't like all of the rich prophets get rains of golden locusts in the
Yes.
Bible? That's
That's
how
what.
Allah sent down money, right? God sent down money, right?
Listen. Even in the Muslim world today, if you're on the walk of the street and a bird poop on you, they consider that a blessing. Even a poop, not gold, just normal poop,
So if
little
it
bit
poops
poop
in
on
your
your head.
head, that's a blessing.
Sure, it's like wow.
Yeah, it's like
Remember, Prophet,
you'd say a little prayer and say, thank you that didn't go in my mouth.
remember Prophet Job. Today is poop, tomorrow could be gold. You never know.
You're right. So yeah, receive your blessings with gladness. That is so good. Every cloud is a golden lining, I guess, because we covered that last week where Ibn Abu Hatim said that Muhammad said that when Allah healed Job, he rained on him locusts made of gold. Muhammad said that according to the tafsir authors.
And Abu Hatim is not a liar, man. Listen. He's telling the truth. Okay.
All right. So, yeah, welcome everyone and welcome back. And today we're going to be continuing and completing the story of Job, and then we'll probably tackle the next one. But yeah, this is very fascinating. And I should tell the audience, and it's good that if I make it public, that I was rightfully chastised by Usama for not being careful with my mouth last week, and that he is correct. He's 100% correct, and I really should be more careful in the future. I really should not let my emotions get the better of me, trolls or no trolls. So that is correct.
Thank God for His grace because we all make mistakes, Brother Lloyd. Nobody is perfect, and the scripture is very clear, not even one. So if somebody out there watching us and he's saying, oh, look at that. Well, sir, be careful because pride comes before the fall. But in the meantime, I love it that your spirit, this is what happened a few seconds ago, guys. I'm about to start it. And he immediately said, you're correct. And there was time in my life where I talk to brothers and sisters in Christ, and I say, you have crossed the line here, or you made mistakes, as not as a rebuke and to mock them, no, to encourage them to go back to the track. And they say, none of your business, blah, 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 blah. And pride takes it even worse. Like, God help me. I'm not here to condemn you. I'm here to correct you in loving way. So,
No,
and I hope and I pray that the Lord will make me humble when I made a mistake, which I do a lot, that when somebody correct me, I'm praying, Lord, don't make me arrogant, but make me humble to take the correction for your glory, for your honor, for the respect of the gospel, that take pride out of me. Amen. And that's for
amen.
everybody watching us right now.
So basically the prayer. So basically when the bird poops on your head,
Yeah.
as Player Feint tells us, you say a little prayer and you say, "Thank heavens that cows don't fly."
That's terrible. Imagine it's not a bird, but a cow. Woo! Man, oh man, that's terrible. That's terrible. There's something, here's the truth. Something about Muhammad and Muslims was poop. For example, in the story of Noah, which we covered, remember that in the ark, Noah have all these animals, and they're all poop, poop, poop. There's so much poop in the on the ark, and obviously Allah gave a new revelation to Prophet Noah, peace be upon him, that he pulls the tail of the elephant, like pokes the tail of the elephant or pulls the tail of the elephant. And when he did that, a pigs, a male and female pigs came out of his butt. Okay, so now he pulled the tail of the elephant, a pig came out, and these two pigs, male and female, ate all the poop, and that's how we got rid of the poop. I don't know if these pigs ever pooped after a while or not, but
Is this a true story?
Absolutely. But Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, I can give you the site of it. Hey, we didn't talk about that. We maybe missed that page, man, in my book.
This
I can't believe it. We missed that page. See what happened when you skip my book? Forgive me, man.
Yeah, we need to. So everyone, get a copy, mail it to every mosque, as we were just advised. Mail them to every mosque in the English-speaking world. And
what you can ask the mosque, please?
Hoping Christ. Yeah, that's why knowing Arabic is really fun. You get the jokes in the Quran immediately. Yes, yeah. I guess so. Yeah. So yeah, let's go back to our text and just finish off. So we were here last week, and so Job took it by the hands and he put it in his clothes.
Not the poop, the gold, the golden locust.
So Allah said to Job, "Aren't you satisfied?" And he said, "And who will satisfy from your mercy?" So, and then Imam Ahmed, which said that Muhammad said that while Prophet Job was naked, while he washed naked, a locust excreted gold above him. So then Job took the golden feces and put it in his clothes.
Wait a minute.
Where did you put the poop? What? In my pocket. Where else?
I thought he was naked. How can he put in his clothes? It's okay. He wears the clothes and then he move it from his skin and put it in his clothes. Yeah,
you know, and then he said, "Oh, Job, haven't I made you rich?" And he said, "Yes, Lord, but I'm not rich from your blessings," meaning he wanted more gold.
Wait a minute. How can the Lord said, "Have I not made you rich," when he was so poor that his poor wife have to cut his hair to sell it to get some food for Job? I mean, doesn't that sound like a little bit weird that it's contradiction? If they were so poor, he lived outside in the pile of garbage, and they have no food, and she hold his hand when he go poop, and all these terrible things, and now you tell me, have I not made you rich? Of course he did not make me rich. I'm so broke. What is wrong with Job? Why Job is lying and Allah is ignorant of what's happening with Job?
Yeah, why didn't they just use a golden goose laying golden eggs instead of little tiny locust poop? I mean, how big is locust poopies?
The maker of the golden geese you're talking about and the golden egg is actually copying, is plagiarism, that which is written in the hadith. So the true story is locust, not ghost.
So Muslims Muslims didn't only invent the record player, the Beatles, but they also invented the golden goose.
It's you talk about 1450 years ago. The golden goose is not even 110 years old.
You know, if you read, Muslims invented the V8 engine.
Yep.
They invented the microscope. They invented the pocket calculator, the computer mouse. They invented the map. They invented writing, numbers, the telephone, flying.
Not all that. Let me give you another one. Do you know that the rockets which America and Russia sent to the space, if it was not for the Muslim, it would never lift Earth. Notice now, every time they send one of these rockets, they count 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 0. We invented the zero. Imagine if they never said zero, that rocket would never have gone out of the Earth to the space. So we have also the privilege of helping the people of the West, Russia and America, to be able to launch their rockets because of our zero.
So Arabs invented Indian numerals as well.
Yes. Yes, Al-Jabra come out of some guy who became a Muslim.
Who took it from the Mesopotamians, the Sumerians, who, yeah, okay, well, that's
Listen, we can have credit for anything good.
right. So money was coming down as a great rain of locusts. And of course, Job had to hit the ground with his heel, and water came out, and he had to wash and drink from it. And then Allah
Hold on.
used that to take all the sickness. Yeah, that's where do
And
they
he
get all these
gained,
details?
and he got his children back and likes them. Double kids.
Okay. So Ibn Kathir said, so yeah, then we removed what is in him from harm, and we gave him his family, and like them with them.
Here it is, man. It's in the verse.
Right. And he
Okay.
said that Allah raised Job's children back to life. Okay, we didn't know they died, giving him another set. He raised them back to life, giving him another set of children.
The problem is, according to the Quran, I do not know where does you learn about Job have children, period. And how can you raise them back to life if they never was there? I mean, he never had. Okay, do you want to go back again and read all that? Which is, it's only 4 locations of the Quran, ladies and gentlemen. We're not making this stuff up. Okay, 4 location plus one time the name Job was written in a and Job, like one of the prophets. Okay, nowhere in the Quran that Job have children. Nowhere in the Quran that Job's children died. So how in the world you came in this propaganda that says that he raised them to life? How? I mean, Ibn Kathir is building his interpretation on empty pages, on empty sentence. I mean, there's nothing there.
You know, this is honestly, it's the same problem recycled. It's yeah.
It
As for the
doesn't matter
statement,
what story. It doesn't matter what story you're going to read in the Quran. It's the same problem with different names, same problem in different chapter, same problem with different scholar, and all of it go back to Muhammad and Allah.
wow. So, as for the statement, to remind it to the servants, Ibn Kathir said, this is meant for anyone in the future who would be harmed in the flesh or money or harmed in the children. So he may remember Job, and that Job may be a good example, that he may be patient until Allah relieves him, and hope that he gets some golden locust poop.
Yeah.
Al-Dahak said that Ibn Abbas said that Allah restored the youth of his wife, and he increased her until she had 26 male children.
I thought he has 3 boys, and like them supposed to be 6. Now we gain another 20. That's 26.
Hold on, I need to get where's the
Where-
size
where-
of the Roman?
Yeah, but here's the question: where in the there's some story or some movies about you go in this water and you become used, you swim in this water and become used. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
The used fountain, man. What are you? What's wrong
Oh,
with you? You talk like smart and you're not acting like smart.
I'm just thinking, he goes, so Job then lives another 70 years in the land of the Romans. Where did we say Job was from? From the Arab countries, right down here, right?
He's supposed to be in.
Job was somewhere around here. So he then
Down
goes to live another 70 years in the land of the Romans.
And
This
what
is
is
the
the land
Roman
of the
Empire.
Romans? How big is the land of the Romans? Is this like Egypt, maybe?
It's the size of my living room, roughly.
No, it's a lot bigger than your living. Whoa! It's a lot bigger.
Do you know what? Do you know the size of a YouTuber's living room? how would you know?
But the problem is when you hear scholars talk about the land of something, does he have a clue what they're talking about?
Where? How about Allah is more specific? Allah, hello, help us out. Where's the land of the Romans? This was the land of the Romans right
Well,
here.
In the entire Quran, the book I hold in my hand, there is not one name of a location of a city. Imagine a book that big. Talk about from Adam until Muhammad, and never give us a city. Even when he mentioned Mecca, he wrote it wrong. It's Becca, B instead of M. There's no 2 names of 2 people right in the whole book. There's no one date in the whole book.
There are dates, Ajwa dates. You take 3 of those, you won't get sick.
Like when you go to scholars interpretation, they make the muddy Quran more muddy. They add more water to it. More water, the
It's like,
more.
what is the land of the Romans? Like, seriously, what is the land of the Roman? Okay, that's the Roman Empire. So yeah, he lived in the land of the Romans. Yeah, yeah. And he was of the religion of Abraham, and then the religion of Abraham changed after Job. Of course, they claim that Abraham was never worshipped Yahweh. That Abraham actually was in the original. Abraham's religion was the original religion of
Muslim Hanifa.
Muslims. And of course, we know that according to Josephus, sorry, no, according to Jewish scholars,
Josephus is a Jewish
the name
scholar.
escapes me. He actually was worshiping the same religion as the Babylonians, which is the
Yeah,
same religion
idols,
as the Yemenis.
idols, lots of idols.
And so Muslims now claim that they're following the original religion of Abraham, that he never followed Yahweh, never became the first Jew. So therefore, they then are doing the Babylonian Baal worship. I mean, according to their own logic.
Yeah, I concur.
That is crazy. I mean, you know, Ibn Kathir says, 3844 says, and take a bundle in your hand, so strike with it. Do not break your oath. Surely we found him patient. Blessed is the servant. Surely he is repentant. Saying that Allah gave a special license to his servant and messenger Job that he could strike his wife 100 times because he had sworn to scourge her when she sold her hair braids to feed him.
That's how sick it is. Imagine if you believe in the story or the fairy tale of Muhammad and his scholars. She sold one of her hair. This, you make two. What do you call these? Two
Braids.
braids. Yeah. She sold one. She bought some food and gave it to him. She sold the other one to buy some food to give it to him. She was cleaning homes. She was working like a slave to feed him. And he got mad at her because she cut her hair without his permission. And he swore by Allah he would beat her 100 times. Well, guess what? He made an oath. So now Allah have to help him out. So he got a bundle of sticks, small tiny sticks, and 100 of them, and he hit her one time. And that one time hit equal to 100 times. So he did not break his oath.
This guy really, whoever wrote this, really wanted to beat his wife.
Well, that's Muslims, man. Muslims all over. Remember what Muhammad said in the hadith? Hang the whip where your wife can see
Yes.
it. In most homes in the West, you got a fireplace, and you got this nice piece of shelf, mold shelf or wood shelf in the fireplace, and above the fireplace you have a picture of the family, maybe the kids, the grandkids pictures, and then you have some nails or some hooks, and you hang the socks for Christmas time with each one of the kids or grandkids' names, and Papa or Mama in the morning, she put some gift for each one of the kids and set up family. That is the perfect place to hang a picture for the family. You're proud of your family. Muhammad said, no picture. Lloyd,
Hang a whip.
no picture. It's a sin. When you hang on the fireplace, you hang the whip. Why? Because if your wife if you fear that she start to rebel, you go to Quran 4:34, I believe, and Allah said what? Beats him. So all what he does, he points with his finger up to the whip. He said, woman! And that's the end of it. You don't have to worry about it. That's it.
Wow.
So the beating is part of our culture. It's part of our life.
Joel is asking, why didn't Momo eat dates to cure himself from the poison?
That was a gift of Muhammad, not to Job. That was years. Job was before Muhammad.
No, but that's a fair. But why didn't Muhammad eat the ajwa dates to cure himself of the poison? If the ajwa dates will kill you of anything.
Well, here's a fact: you have to eat the dates, 7 of them, in the morning before you eat the poison. It's like not afterwards. If you have the poison in your body and you quickly, like if you take medicine, vitamins to keep yourself healthy. Now you got COVID. You cannot tell me just, it's to prevent the sickness, not after you get the poison in your body.
Right.
I don't think you people don't believe in COVID in date, do you? Look what I have here.
Are those ajwa dates?
Yes, that's a nut. I just eaten them. I finished. I finished. Look, I eat 7 every day. Because Prophet Muhammad assured us, no, and I never been poisoned the last 56 years of my life. Hello, it means it's true.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah. I know you're gonna say, yeah, you're right, because you cannot argue with me. You lose when you argue with me, infidel. Go ahead, bro.
Uh, okay. Yeah. So it was said that he swore to scourge her because Satan appeared to her as a doctor and gave her medicine to give to Job. When she gave this medicine to Job, he knew it was Satan. So he beats her for not knowing that was Satan, and she buys medicine to help him.
No. That's contradiction. That's not true. I love the first story, the original one. By the way, when you guys, I don't know if you know that or not. If you're reading the Arabic interpretation, or I call it fabrication, they always start with scholar disagree and they give you 10 different stories. So which one do you like? I like personally the one in which she sold her hair to buy food to feed Job. That's what I like. As the doctor, Satan, the doctor, medicine, I don't like that one. But you choose whatever you want, man.
So this is why he
The free.
promised to beat her 100 times because she was fooled by Satan.
No. I told you I don't believe in that. I personally believe because she sold her hair to buy food to feed him. So instead of Job say, "Thank you, sweetheart, you gave up your beauty, your hair to feed me," he said, "I swear by Allah, I'm gonna beat the daylight out of you, stupid woman." That's what he said, 100 times.
Great, but fortunately, Allah gave Job permission to take a whip made out of a group of strands and hit her only once.
Well, there were 100 grands, 100 strands.
Because she was, this reminds me of a story. I know a farmer, right? I went to visit a farm one day, and this pig came walking along, and this pig had 3 legs. And I said, "What happened to the pig?" And the guy said, "Well, you see, what happened was my son was walking in the street, right? And this drunk driver came, and this car nearly hit my son, but the pig came, and the pig ran in front of the car, knocked my son out of the way." And he said, "Oh, and so the car hit the pig instead of your son, and he broke the pig's leg." And the farmer said, No, not at all. He missed completely, And he said, "So what happened to the pig?" The farmer said, "Well, you can't eat the whole pig at once."
I know it's gonna be a joke. I feel it. He got 1/4, and then he has a quarter later, then a third quarter, then he killed the pig to eat the last one.
So I mean, that's gratitude. That's gratitude. That's gratitude. So that's yeah.
You're killing me, Lloyd.
Sorry, man. That's how gratitude works. For you guys who don't know. So yeah, this is why Allah said no. Surely we found him patient. Yeah, he was happy to only beat her once and not the other 99 times. That's great. That's good to know. It's good to know. Ibn Jarir said that Job died when he was 93 years old, but others said he lived even longer. On the day of resurrection, Allah will use Solomon against the rich that do not believe in him, Joseph against the slaves, and Job against those who have sickness.
See, there's wisdom here. Whoa. There's wisdom here. Are you following the teaching of Ibn Jarir?
Yeah.
Ibn Kathir, Ibn Jarir, Ibn Umar, Ibn Hassan, Ibn Ali, all these wonderful people. I mean, think about it. All the rich people who do not have love for Allah, they have no belief in Allah because they're rich. I mean, what do I need from Allah? He said, look. There was a richer man than you. Here he is, and he believed in me. And you think about it, Joseph, he was sold to slavery and all the hardship he had as a slave. So all the slaves, they say, "I don't believe in God. Look what happened to me. Look what happened to my ancestors. We're a bunch of slaves." I said, Job, prophet. I said, Prophet Joseph, he was a slave and he believed in me and trusted me. As for the people who have sickness and health problems, who complain about Allah, they don't want to believe in Allah. I say, look, I got Job. He was sick and he believed in me, he trusted me, he was patient. See, there's wisdom here. You could do a sermon in a mosque on a Friday. Was that what we just read? Yeah.
Right. And they speak of his sons. Homel and Bishr that must take care of matters after him. And of course, many people believe that Bishr was Za al-Kafil. Who the heck is Za al-Kafil?
Zulkaf, you don't know Zulkaf?
No. Who's Zulkafil? And he was
He's
a
a
prophet too. He was a prophet.
Brother
Believe it or
Zulkaf.
not, he was a prophet.
And you haven't read the book of Zulkaf?
No.
These are the
I'm
Muslims.
sure I've
But
heard it. I just can't remember. It's been a long time.
listen. Muslims believe in Zulkaf and in his book, even though we don't have his book, but they believe in it. Okay, keep going.
They believe in an Injil they can't even find.
Well, but see, you corrupted the Injil. That's not their problem. If you have left the Injil alone, the Injil of Prophet
Show
Isa,
us evidence, fragments, writings about the Injil, anything. Prove that there was one. Give us a copy.
Allah said in the Quran, that's plenty enough for me.
Yeah, but I think that truth needs to be connected to history, to facts. You can't make a claim and say it's theological, but it's completely false and disconnected from reality.
Brother, I can't help you. I'm sorry.
I mean,
you just insist to become an infidel. I can't help
Islam
you.
claims to be a historical religion.
It is. Haven't you read about Alexander the Great? Hello? Zulkarnain. It's
that
history.
guy?
Yeah, that guy.
He was a Muslim, you know that.
Yes, absolutely.
And he was following the Quran and everything, and he probably built mosques. And yeah, I'd like Muslims to prove that. I encourage the reader to read the entire story in the 42 chapters of Job in the Bible. But, I keep talking to, there's one guy that I follow is Paul Williams, and I keep asking him and his followers, look, sure, if there was an ancient Palestine, then what was the currency that they used? What was the name of the coin they used? Do you have an example of their coins? Do you have, what is the name of their prayer book? Their holy book. What was the name of the religion they followed? Can you point to me where I can find one of their old temples? Name their kings. They can't do that. They never do that because there were no ancient Palestinians. And Muslims, everything that they believe is built on fantasy and myth that they cannot prove.
See, your problem is you're asking too many questions. That's why Allah 5:101
Evidence.
says, don't ask. Don't ask. Do
Evidence. So, Job was from the land of Uz. He was a blameless man. He feared God. He shunned evil. He had many possessions. He was called the greatest of the people of the East. And there were thousands of sheep and cattle, hundreds of oxen and donkeys. He was the father of 7 sons, 3 daughters. The sons took turns.
I was wrong. I would think 3 sons and 7 daughters. I was wrong. 7 sons and 3 daughters. Okay.
Yeah. And because Job was concerned that his children might have sinned against God, he offered a burnt sacrifice for each of them, as was his habit. So one day,
do you think Muhammad would put that in his Quran?
No, because Muslims don't sin in Islam.
You destroy Islam if you put that in.
Yeah. And Satan, along with angels, appeared before the throne of Allah. Oh, not Allah, sorry, God. I hate when they say God in English, because they know it's not God. They know who we mean by God, and they know this is Allah.
Deception.
Correct. It is very frustrating. During the conversation that took place, God asked Satan if he had observed Job during Satan's roaming over the earth. God himself called Job a blameless man who feared God and shunned evil. Satan then accused God of making it too easy for Job to follow God because he blessed everything that Job did. Satan declared that Job worshipped God only because he had protected Job, richly blessed him with many possessions and family. Satan challenged God by saying that if Job lost everything, he would then surely curse God. God told Satan that he could test Job in any way, with the exception that Satan could not harm Job physically. He left God's presence and then proceeded to test Job. So while Job and his children were feasting at the oldest brother's home, a messenger came and told him that the Sabaeans, that's the religion that Abraham followed originally.
Yeah.
And these were enemies of the Jews back then.
And by the way, Muhammad copied so much out of them. Think about the 5 daily prayers comes the Sabaeans. The cleansing, the cutting of the fingernails, the pulling the hair out of your arm and the cutting of the massage and the cleansing, it's all coming from Sabaeans.
Yeah. And if you look at where the Philistines supposedly lived, right? It's the same location effectively as the Amalekites. So the Muslim ideas are all based upon the enemies of the Jews. All of these people, all these ideas they took came from enemies of the Jews. It's insane. So they had attacked and they'd carried off the donkeys and the oxen, killed all the servants except for himself. And while the servant was speaking, another messenger came and told him a fire had consumed the sheep, and he was the only person to escape. And then another messenger arrives to say that the Chaldeans had raided the camels, carried them off, killed all the servants except for him. Another messenger appears, told Job that while his children were feasting, a huge wind caused the house to fall, killing everyone except him. So in one day, Job lost all his possessions and his children. So when Job heard this news, he got up, tore his clothes, shaved his head, and he fell to his knees and he worshipped God. Job did not sin by charging God for what had happened. So Satan went before God again. And
Notice, before, I hate to stop you, brother Lloyd, for a minute. None of what you're reading right now is written anywhere in the Quran. None. And I'm only give you a summary of 42 chapter in just a page, okay? None of the summary which I'm talking about is in the Quran. But somehow, Muslims believe in Prophet Job and in the book of Job.
That, I've mentioned to Paul Williams and his followers many times that, look, why because Paul Williams is always trying to push the infancy gospel of Thomas, which we know is a Gnostic fake, right? It's a fake gospel. And we know also that the oldest copy of the infancy gospel is what, 4th century, 5th century, from the 400s, I think. Mm-hmm. So he's always trying to say this ancient book has been confirmed. We've now found this ancient book. Everybody knows it's not a real gospel. Everyone knows it contradicts the canonical gospels. And these Gnostic gospels contradict all the other Gnostic gospels. They all contradict each other, right? They can't all be true. So I've mentioned, why does the Quran include stories from the infancy gospel? And, these late gospels. And of course, he and his people never.
Muhammad did not know the difference between real gospel and fake gospel. That is the problem. He was ear, as Allah said in the Quran. People said he's ear, which means he hears stuff. And if he hears a story and he like it, here it is in the Quran. By the way, I would love for you to have Brother Randy to come and do some teaching on that subject, because that's his expertise, that's his field.
Which is?
And he will show you from the 2nd century the list of all the names of the books of the New Testament. The entire list, the 27 books. So if you want to add 1 or 2 or 10 to them, you can add whatever you want, but it's not in the list of the original books of the New Testament. Similar to that, the list of the Old Testament, because we know that in the 400 years of silence, there were some other writings, commentaries about the Old Testament, and the Talmud and other stuff, and they were added to the scripture, but it's not scripture. Anyway.
Right, of course, and we know this, and I mean, it's just, they persist in their dishonesty. It's really unfortunate. So, his wife told Job to curse God and die, and Job responded to her by saying that she was foolish, talking like that. Were they only to take the good from God and not any troubles? Again, Job did not sin. I mean, he was afflicted with terrible boils, and he scraped his skin with broken pottery, right, to get rid of the itching and so on. 3 sympathetic friends arrived to comfort him. Their names were Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar. And they barely recognized Job, and they wept. They tore their clothes and sprinkled dust or ashes on their head and sat with him. They were like this.
By the way, here, Job still lived in his own house. He did not live in the top of a pile of garbage.
He didn't live in a garbage dump, the city garbage dump?
No, he is still in his house, even though he lost his everything.
Maybe his house was originally in the garbage dump, or maybe his house was where they dumped the garbage.
Help me, Lord.
Maybe he was like a garbage millionaire.
Yeah, maybe. You never know.
Slumdog millionaire. Maybe he was like a
recycling. You'd be surprised how much money you can make out of garbage, but that's okay. Go ahead.
Could have been the original recycler. You're right. So then they sat like this for 7 days and nights. No one spoke, and they saw how great Job's suffering was. Finally, he speaks, and he cursed the day of his birth, but did not curse or blame God. Job questioned why this tragedy had happened when he had done nothing wrong. His friends endeavored to have Job understand he must have done something wrong, some sin, but he maintained he had been righteous. Another younger friend joined them with his discourse. His name was Elihu. Because he was younger, he remained respectfully quiet. Because Job maintained he was righteous, Elihu became angry with Job because he was justifying himself rather than God. He was angry with the 3 older friends because they had found no way to refute Job while still condemning him. Finally, in Job 38 through 41, God spoke to Job out of a storm. He asked Job many questions, as where was Job when God formed the earth? Had the gates of death been shown to Job? Where does darkness and light abide, and who controls the weather? Who forms the lightning, the rain, the wind, the thunderstorms, the ice, and who controls nature? Who gives the heart wisdom or the mind understanding, and who formed and gave the animals, birds, and the rest of the creatures their characteristics? So Job is the oldest book in the Bible, according to many scholars, written about 3,600 years ago. It has many wonderful facts about dinosaurs and the moon. Okay, didn't know that. Dinosaurs like the land dinosaur called Behemoth can be found in Job 40:15. Behold now Behemoth, which I made with thee. He eateth grass as an ox. The sea dinosaur called the Leviathan. I can draw out Leviathan with the hook, or his tongue with the cord which thou lettest down. The moon is described as being dark, which we today know that it just reflects the sun's light. Behold, even to the moon, and it shineth not, yet the stars are not pure in his sight.
By the way, the Quran teaches the moon is light.
In fact, I mean, if you look at the nude, right, they keep speaking of Muhammad in context of the nude, which is actually moonlight. They keep making constant reference to the moon. It's a constant theme in Islam. They rarely refer to the sunlight in a theological or holy context. It's constantly the moon.
And I believe the Quran 10:5. Let's look at this just a minute here, brother. I'm going to make sure I got it right. 10 and verse 5. It is 10:5. He is who has made the sun bright and the moon a light, and has ordained its. Can you get it for me? 10:5, if you don't mind, read it for us. Chapter 10 and verse 5. That's a problem. I mean, there's so much problem in the Quran, man. You cannot go to a chapter or a verse unless you read something is wrong. Something is wrong all the time.
Yeah, the moon is a light. You're right.
I mean, and think about it. Muhammad writing his Quran, or whoever wrote his Quran, 1,400 years ago, 3,600 years ago, Job did not say the moon is light, but a dark planet.
Right. No, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, but yeah, I'm not going to comment on like the Bible as a textbook myself. But so Job responded in Job 42 by stating that he had spoken of things that he did not understand or were too wonderful for him to know. He despised himself and repented in dust and ashes. God spoke to Eliphaz and said he was angry with him and his two friends. They had not spoken the truth about God as Job had done. He instructed Eliphaz to have Job offer up a sacrifice that they would bring him, and God would not deal with them as they actually deserved. So God then instructed Job to pray for his friends, and he accepted Job's prayer. The result, as God instructed him to do, was that God made Job prosperous again and blessed the last part of Job's life more than the first part. The number of livestock that were lost was restored to him by twice the amount. He had another 7 sons and 3 beautiful...
No, not the series. That twice is the animals. Okay? Not his children. Because the lost first children, they're not gone. When we die, that's not the end of us. We live forever in hell or in paradise or in heaven. So God did not give him twice his children. He just gives him the same amount of children, which is 7 boys and 3 girls. But the original ones are not disappeared. They're not gone. They will live forever in heaven, as we know from the scriptures that Job did what is right. In case they have sinned and right, they believed in God as Job believed in God.
Yeah, so this is a summary of the account found in the Bible, and we encourage the reader to read the entire account in the 42 chapters of Job. So yeah, that's a very different story. It's a much different moral story as well, and it makes a lot more sense. And sadly, though, the best part, the golden poopies from the golden locust,
come
is missing.
on, man! You just want to mock the word of Allah.
I mean, that was an original detail, golden locust poop.
Well,
that is a very original thought. That's, you got to give them
think
credit.
About how many movies and how many cartoons was made out of that idea.
None.
Wait a minute, you're talking about the goose and the eggs? It's the same thing. Golden eggs.
Golden goose is very weak. Is a very weak plagiarism of the golden locust poop.
Listen, I watched it and I believed it when I was a kid. Okay.
I mean, when are we going to make a movie series like called The Tales of the Golden Locust or something? The Locust Poop Chronicles. Now that'll be good. I mean, starring Job and narrated by Muhammad or something.
Good
Yep.
idea. Well, we need to talk about it with the Hollywood people.
So what is
Hollywood people know about that very well.
so what is next? We've now finished Job. Shall we just go to the next?
Whatever next story, you tell me what come after Job, man.
After Job? Oh my God! It's Zalka.
Zulkif, you don't believe in him, and here he is. It is in the Quran, the word of Allah. It is by the scholars interpretation, but it's even worse than Job. At least Job, we got 4 verses where we read something about Job. That guy, you have nothing about him. It's just a wonderful story. Okay.
So this is fairly short. Let's fairly short. So shall we do
But
this?
it's true. It's not because it's short, doesn't it mean it's not true.
So who is
link-
Zalka? Give us an introduction, Usama.
The introduction is there is a guy by the name Zulkif, and he's a great prophet. And he also was a Muslim believer, and he had the book of Zulkif, which we don't have, and Muslim believe in him. That's the introduction. It's very simple. I mean, you talk to Muslim scholars, they'll tell you Allah mentioned him in the Quran.
The book
And here
of
it is. You can't help
Zulkafl.
it. Zu al-Kafl.
His book. I'm sure, man. I'm sure we've seen a copy at a bookstore somewhere.
No, there is no books about him. Trust me.
Muslims have a copy in Cairo. There's going to be a copy in the library. I'm telling you now. I mean, Muslims they wouldn't make a claim they can't back with facts.
If you said different, maybe it would make sense. They had a copy for the book of Zulkif in the library of Alexandria, which the Muslim burned.
And it's
But-
more true than the Gospels, for which we have like at least 1 million fragments and copies.
Nah, but see, this is corrupted.
Even though you can trace it all the way back with
Yep.
written copies, third-party references, quotations.
Brother, we can collect the entire New Testament from the writings of the people who did not like Christianity, who mocked Christianity. Can you imagine that? Big chunk of it. People quoting the Bible to make fun of it. As if you want to talk about the early letters, when people write, Christians to Christian from one church to another church, you can collect the Bible, no problem whatsoever. And by the way, you talk about the Apocrypha books or the added books. Do you know that all the commentaries which were written up to the 400 after Christ never uses any of these non-biblical books? They always have commentary. Like if you go even in the Old Testament commentaries, which were written, which we discovered in the Dead Sea, with the Dead Sea Scrolls, there were like 10,000 different pieces there. Not one of all the commentaries which was discovered with the Dead Sea Scrolls, was this big body of material. Not one of them talk about the commentaries, which some people believe that they are part of the Old Testament. So if they are part of the Old Testament, why they never put them in the commentaries? See, that is powerful. You need to have Randy one time to speak to all your people. It will be awesome.
All right.
We'll make it happen.
So let's talk about Zulkafl. This is the prophet you've never heard of. So his name is mentioned in the Quran twice, but Muslims don't know his secret identity because he was the Quranic Batman. And Batman would not reveal his... Okay, it is only his... So we don't know who he is. Quran 21, 85 to 86. And Ishmael and Idris and Zulkafl were among the patient, and we admitted them in our mercy. Surely they were of the good.
Wait a minute. What about Job? Job was not patient? I mean, if you ask any person with logic and common sense, even Muslim scholars, they will tell you Job was a patient man. Allah, we just read it a minute ago, brother.
This was a prequel, but it's happening in a different timeline.
We're talking here in general about the cocktail names of the Quran. You should have said, and Job and Ishmael and Idris and Zulkif were among the patient. You should start with Job because Job is the oldest, and we know Job to be patient. You see what I'm saying? You're missing my point. Am I talking to you in English?
Maybe he was a patient in a different hospital, so therefore he wasn't counted.
No. Patience, like Come on, man. Not like sick guy in a
Like,
hospital. He's patient. Sabur. Sabur. But go ahead.
yeah. Look, if you have a problem, you talk to Allah, okay?
I tried. He doesn't exist, so it did not work.
And remember our servants, Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, who have substantial hands and visions.
Yeah, Jacob was have substantial hand. He should mention here David. No Jacob, David. Why? Because David had a strong hand. He can work with iron like a candle, like a soft fabric. He used to make armor clothes by his fingers. He's so strong. But he forgot to mention him here. I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, I can edit the Quran for Muhammad if you'll let me. I can make it even more perfect, you know. But that's okay.
Right. So surely, well, I don't know what a substantial hand is, but okay. But surely we favor them.
Special hand, strong hand. Scholar disagree. What do you like it to be? Who will make it?
Surely we favor them with pure remembering of the home, and surely they are with us from the best of the chosen. With pure remembering of the home. And remember Ishmael and Al-Yasa and Zalkafel, all from the chosen.
See?
Okay.
Here it is, Zulkafl. So how much, let's stop it for a minute. That's all what you're going to learn about Zulkafl in the Quran. Can you help me out? Lloyd, I know you're a smart man. You're not dumb, okay? Can you tell me what do you know about Zulkafl from what is written in the holy word of Allah, the generous Quran?
What can I remember from Zalkafel? I don't know. There's a guy, Usama, who's got a book on this that I'm going to check. I'm going to read the book. I'll let you know.
No. From what we read in the Quran, you read him twice, not once.
He was
twice.
One of the patient, man. He was one of the patient, and he was he's in a list of names, and he's among the patient.
Okay. Anything else?
And he's a prophet. No, for sure, he's a prophet. He's a prophet, and he was favored with pure remembering, and he was among the patient for sure.
Anything else?
Don't
repeat yourself. I already heard you 3 times. Anything
he had big
else?
hands.
The hands have nothing to do with him. The hands have to do with other people. You confuse yourself now.
His hands weren't big.
No. We know nothing about his hands. He maybe have a tail. He looked like a monkey, and he smelled like one too. Okay, let's get to Ibn Kathir, man. Ibn Kathir is gonna fix that problem. That's why
I struggle, man. You know, I'm from Africa, and for the audience, some of you will know this, but for those who don't, I am the first one in my family that has been born without a tail. So I'm trying my best here, man. I'm doing my best.
But think about it. The reason why Muslim need scholars like Ibn Kathir is very simple. Without Ibn Kathir, you could not read another word about Zulkafl after what you just have read.
That is insane. I mean, this is all they say, and you're like, okay, Right. Ibn Kathir said that, Ibn Jarir said that it appeared in the Quran that Zulkafl was one of Allah's prophets, and Allah's prayers and peace be upon him. Others claimed he was not a prophet, but he was righteous and good, and Allah knows best.
Now,
and he was a gold medal.
Which one do you like? Which one do you like? Is he a prophet and Allah's prayer and blessed be on him? Or he was not a prophet, he was just a righteous dude? Which one do you like?
I mean, I know a guy called the Dude, and he tried to get his carpet back. So the Dude is like, the Dude abides, and I think that's important.
Yeah.
The Dude abides.
Yes, indeed.
I think if people need to be reminded that they need to. So hold on, let us remind people that it's very important that you learn that the Dude abides.
That's a dude, man.
Yeah,
nice looking girl. That's a beard. That's a man.
If there's one lesson that we got to take away from this, it is that the Dude abides.
Ooh, nice looking guy. I thought it's a lady, but I thought it's a man. Is this your friend? Do you know him?
You've never watched this movie?
I never heard of the man or the movie.
The Big Lebowski, you've never watched it?
No, no, no. I have no clue.
You'd love it. It's hysterical. The,
Brother, I was born in Egypt. I do not know this stuff. I only watch movies like Tom and Jerry and Gunsmoke.
okay, well, you'd love this. This is this book. This is excellent. This film is excellent.
Is this like a comedy one?
Yeah, it's hysterically funny. My gosh, it's classic. This is a classic.
Okay,
So
I'll check if my wife will allow me to watch it. I have to get permission from
so
Vicky.
the
Otherwise,
dude abides. You know, when you say the dude
Dude. Hey,
abides.
my son's dog. His name is Dude. I will remember that. Dude abide. Okay.
So if you want to learn about dudeship, about dudacity, about remember, if you're a dude,
I don't know if you are a good influence on me or bad influence on me, man. If that's a good movie, I will keep going with you. If that's a bad movie and my wife gets mad at
this
me,
is it's a classic. It's 9.3 out of 10, man. There's a reason why.
okay, okay, I'll give it a shot. We'll try it.
So
Let's
I
go.
don't know if
Let's
Gul
go.
Khan is on that level because the dude, that spot's been taken,
Dul Keflin. Let's go to Dul Keflin. Forget about Dude Abide now.
So Ibn Jarir said that Mujahid said that he was not a prophet, but a judge, a just judge among his people. That is why he was named Zal Kafir. Ibn Kathir said that he's like, I wasn't saying it. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. He said it. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what the other guy said. Don't look at, I'm kind of getting a feeling here. Ibn Kathir is kind of embarrassed.
Yep. Yeah.
And he said that Mujahid said that when Elisha became old, he asked the question, who will take my place to lead the people? I want to see him in my life, to see how he leads while I'm alive. And when the people gathered, he asked that whoever would take his place should be able to fast all day, stay up all night, and not get angry. One man stood up and said, I will do that. So he sent all the people away. Another day gathered the people again and asked the same question. And the same man said, I will do that. So Satan met with his demons and asked them to give this man a hard time. The demons became tired, but the man did not. And Satan said, let me handle this. So Are you sure Satan didn't say, hold my beer?
No.
You sure?
You're adding to the words of the scholars, Ibn Kathir and others. Ibn Jarir, man, and Ibn Mujahid. I mean, these are top guys, not anybody. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so he came to the man at night in the appearance of an old man and knocked on the door. And the old man, Satan, told the man a story of how that man's people did not treat him, Satan, justly. The man asked the old man to come back so he could give him justice. However, the old man never came the second day, but he knocked the following night.
Oh, my world.
He told the old man, why did you not come to me when I was sitting to judge in the middle of the day? And he said,
yes,
my people are deceitful. And when they knew you were set to judge, they said they would treat me justly. And after you left your judging, they changed their minds. So, hello, everyone, to all the new subscribers and guys in the chat. Welcome. Good to have you guys. This is our regular Tuesday chat about the Quran or stand-up comedy. I'm not sure which. I'm sure it's one of the two. I'm just I still can't figure this out. So Satan, as an old man, came to him again, but he had already told his people he was tired and he needed to sleep. If the old man comes, do not let him come near the door so I can sleep. They refused to let him come to the door, but the old man looked and saw a window. Right.
And then what happened? Keep always the story. It's gonna get even excited. Why?
No, I mean, this reads like a Jason. This is like a Jason Bourne old man. You know what I'm saying? This is like the James Bond of old men. You know, he entered the house from the window and he knocked on the door from inside the house.
Woo!
And then the people outside opened up and said, "Who's there?" Because he went did he go to the front door of the house to knock on the door? And the man woke up and told his people, "Did I not tell you to not let this old man come near my door?" And they said, "Yes, we didn't let him in. Look, the door's locked. We don't know where he came from." He rose, he looked at the door, it was closed, and behold, the old man was with him inside, and he recognized him and said, "Are you the enemy of Allah?"
Wow.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's a good question. You need some background music. Ta-ta-ta-ta. Go ahead. The old man said,
You know why?
yes.
Because the old man had the same medicine that Job's wife had.
I think so. Almost the same. Yeah,
He
makes
was
sense.
carrying a bag of the same medicine from Satan's pharmacy, and he was like, "Yeah, that gave it away. You have won over me in everything. I've tried everything to make you angry." What? He knocks
Remember,
on
he
his
said,
door,
"Call
asks
me
for
every
advice,
month."
shows up. Okay, fine, fine, fine. But Allah saved you from me. And Allah named him Zulkafl. The guy, which means translates to the man who doesn't get angry at old men or something.
No, I don't know what the name of the meaning of his name. He's able to take care of it.
Right. So basically, because Allah said to Zulkafl, Zulkafl, you have a particular
But
set of
all
skills.
right, here's my question: how in the world they come up with this beautiful story about that just judge, the patient one, out of his name?
Because he woke up and he didn't get angry.
No, 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 no. All what we read in the Quran is the name Zu al Kaf. And I ask you, and I repeat myself, and I repeat myself, I'm tired of hearing you. What did you learn about that man from the verse of the Quran? I said you're smart. I said you are intelligent. You're not stupid. Give me all what you can. And you said nothing. And now we got this beautiful, long fairy tales, I mean, story. And it is so exciting, and I love it. I enjoyed it. But what does it have to do with the verse, two verses of the Quran where we read the name Zulkaf? How
Because
did,
this,
another word, how did Ibn Kathir or so-called his scholars he's quoting from come up with this knowledge from that name?
this is the mystery of Allah. This is the secret knowledge.
And now we know the Quran is pure Arabic, easy to understand, clear, easy to understand. Okay, okay. Continue to read. Continue to read.
So Ibn Abu Hatim said that Zulkafl was not a prophet, but a righteous man who
Wait
prayed.
a minute, wait a minute. He was a prophet, was not a prophet. Make up your mind, man. If he's mentioned in the Quran in the midst of prophets, for sure he's a prophet.
Well, he prayed 100 times a day, and that's
And make him a prophet to me. I mean, I have never met anybody pray.
what does kafil mean? What does Zulkafl, Zulkafl?
You kafil mean if I kafil something, it's like I take care of it. Can you give me $100? Sure, here it is, $100. I take care of it. You know, that could be a meaning. Could be a meaning.
So this is like Warren G, the regulator. I mean,
Only Allah knows. Listen, brother, I'm trying to help you here. The best. That's what I wrote. Okay, I translated my best of Ibn Kathir writing. I'll pull my eyes out to put this in English because I know if I did not put this in English, nobody will know who is Zulkaf. Even though I have it in English and you have it in your computer for I don't know how long, you didn't even bother to read it, and you're the scholar. What do you think the rest of the Muslims who do not know jack about the Quran or Zulkaf? That's why we need you, Lloyd, to get the message out.
right. Now, Ibn Kathir stated that Imam Ahmed said that Muhammad said that Zulkafl was one of the children of Israel, but that's not Jews because it was Palestinians, just so you know.
Yeah.
Who said that Muhammad said that Zulkafl was one of the children of Israel who did not shy from sin. And he did fall in sin. A woman came to him and so he gave her 60 denarii so that she would have sex with him. Okay.
Yes. I mean, 60 denarii in these days, that's a lots of money. That's like literally lots of money today. And most men will have sex with her for 60 denarii. Yes, absolutely.
He laid down with her as a man lies with a woman. She was shaking and crying, and he asked her, "Why are you crying? Did I force you?" She said, "No, but this work I've never done before, and because of my need, I am doing this." And he said, "So you're going to do this because you want some money?" And he said, "Go and take the money with you." So he just went to a random woman.
Yeah. Want to have sex with her for $60. That's 60 denarii. That's good money. So, but now, no. Before you get to the next story here, did you see that he have sex or he tried to have sex with a woman for 60 denarii in the verses of the Quran? Could you assume it? Could you guess it?
No,
In a way, shape, or form.
that's the one that the goat ate.
Ate what?
You know the part that the goat ate from the Quran that Aisha
No,
tells
no,
us the
no.
goat.
The verses which eaten by the good, it's about stoning those who commit adultery, man.
No, there was, but now we know there was some extra parts.
Oh, that part, yeah.
The goat actually got really busy. The Quran was actually a much thicker book. It was more like a phone book back then.
Oh, I get you. Yeah, yeah. That
So,
makes sense. Yeah, go
so
ahead.
this was a very hungry goat.
Read the next paragraph because that will make it even sweeter, man. Go ahead, read
Then
this.
Muhammad said that Zulkifl never sinned against Allah. Then he died on that night, and it was written on his door, Allah forgives Zulkifl.
But he did not have sex with her. He gave her the money as a charity without enjoying sex. I mean, 60 dinar, that's a lot of money. Lots of women will do it for less than that.
What is that in 2025 money? It's probably
Uh,
like 30 camels.
thousands of dollars.
It's like probably like 30 camels, man.
Lots of camels, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so guys, there you go. I mean, that is the story of Zulkifl. I hope it's been a helpful,
Hey,
powerful moral story. I hope it's given you enlightenment, taught you the deep history you can find in the Quran, the depth.
that's why we're here. We're here to help the Muslim nation and the infidel people that they may have the chance to learn the truth about the great prophet, non-prophet, Zulkifl, the patient, the one who control himself, even though he want to have sex with that one. But think about it. This is it. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, for those who would like to say the Shahada, we can say it together. Do you want to say the Shahada now or wait until the last chapter?
Yeah, guys, I mean, that story must have convinced you that you too want to become someone who believes in these stories.
Brother, listen.
And in fact, guys, you know what? We are doing, you know, in Africa, what we have is we have sales. A sale in Africa means that you have 50% like off all, like a sale in Cape Town, right? They'll say 50% off all shoplifting fines, right? So, I mean, you guys don't do that in America, but we have them in Cape Town. So 50% off all shoplifting fines. So you just make sure you take things that are more expensive than the fines, right? So that really helps. So if we're going to offer 50% off all shahadas today. So for just $1,000, you guys can if you donate now, you can get your shahada for just $1,000. Normally,
we can actually put it in the perfect pronunciation in your own language, because we know you cannot say mudamdam or mudahdam or muhadam. If you don't know how to say Muhammad, we'll put it in easy way where you can say it without any problem or any difficulty. Trust me. Okay.
And we will send you not only your own Shahada certificate, but we will send you 7 Adra dates in the mail. So just drop your address and details in the chat. We will do the Shahada. We will do it. You just
how much you said?
1,050% off.
You know, if you ever get poisoned and you go to hospital, you know how much your bill will be?
Those Adra dates are more than any health insurance you can buy.
I know, but think about it. Right now, you got poisoned. Your wife got poisoned. One of your children got poisoned. You go to the hospital. 3-4 days. You know how much your hospital bill will be. I mean, you're talking about thousands and thousands of dollars, and they may die. I mean, you spend all that money. If Muhammad, because he neglected to eat these dates on the right time, he died. Do you love your wife? Do you love your children? Do you love your husband? I mean, $1,000 is nothing.
What is immunity from poison and health and besides, you know, for the inspiration that this story gave you, we think this is cheap. So guys, if you want your shahada, just let us know. We will get in touch with you. Our people will call your people.
Yeah, we're not gonna push it. We still have the rest of the 2-volume books. So we are chapter 12, and there are 41 chapters here. So if you want to wait, you wait. But what if you die between here and there? I mean, what if? Who guarantee life?
Somebody tells us this touch is hot, and he's just more of a kafir than he used to be. Karen's not getting notifications. Yeah, I have a lot of people telling me that, Karen. I get this all the time. You know, Mike says this is worth $1 million. So selling it for 1,000 is, you know, like guys, but
pennies. That's like nothing. That's nothing.
Yeah, this is just.
Hey, you know what? Man. I think from now on, seriously, from now on, when I send a letter to close friends, I'll add 7 dates anyway. Just put in a bag and send it with the mail.
So,
It's a good idea.
and
I appreciate your giving me
and I'm
that.
from Poland. I will send you guys. So in the envelope, we will send the Shahada certificate, 7 Ajwa dates, and I will send you 7 pierogis as well.
What
Okay,
is that?
so Polish pierogis. You don't know Polish pierogis, so
No,
dumpling.
no, 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 no,
Let's
wait,
just
wait.
do this now. Hold on. Polish pierogi. I will send you 7 Polish pierogi as well to go with the. There we go. Polish.
What is that? I mean,
So
made
you
up
will
what?
get Polish pierogis. You will have your. Yep. There we
Seven
go.
dates?
So yeah, I think that guys, this is a fantastic deal. Sign up now because I think I know that this story of Zal Kafel has touched your heart. And if
Okay, let's get to serious now
let's
because
get to the
chapter
next
12
one.
is more. It's if you think Zulkifl was important, those are the people who perished together, like together.
The story of when all the people perish together. So yeah, so guys, learn from this. Don't perish together. Okay, and
Perished separate, but not together.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep, yep. So Ibn Kathir said that this type of perishing, when an entire people died together collectively, took place before the descending of the Torah. The Torah fell from basically God was in his study. He turned around and his elbow knocked the book, it fell down onto earth, and boom, and then the Jews found it. It's
No,
kind
no,
of
no.
like true story.
You're misunderstanding. They're sitting down because angel Gibrish came down with it. So he came. First of all, the guarded board is written in the first heaven. Okay, and Gibrish sent by Allah to the first heaven to write, to bring down, descending down, bring down the word of Allah, which is in the guarded board, which was written 50,000 years before creation. Think about every word you read in the Quran is written 50,000 years before creation. So when we read Zulkifl twice in these two verses, that name was written twice 50,000 years before there was Zulkifl. That itself is a miracle. That itself is like, ah, So now we're going to talk about the people who were all patched together, and these people were patched together before the Torah was came down. So it have to be really roughly around before 3,500 years ago, maybe before
Wow,
even the
this
book of
is
Job, 5,600 years ago.
now
See?
this is definitely a miracle. This is a
Yeah, I know.
miracle.
I know. Yeah.
So, and this is
I
before the Torah descended.
came down, not dropped. Jibril carried it, man.
Yeah, and then he proved his point with the following verse in the Quran, 28:43. And indeed, we gave Moses the book after we had destroyed the first generations to become to the people a guidance and a mercy.
You know
Perhaps,
what I believe here? My simple thought, Lloyd. It's supposed to be generation singular, which is Noah's flood. But somehow they put generations, which causes to talk about different people group. And that is exactly how Muhammad made a boo-boo. Singular, plural, make a big difference in Islam. But also you read that Noah's people disbelieve the prophets, even though there is only one prophet. His name is Noah, and so is every other name. Lot. Lot people did not believe the messengers when there was no messenger except Lot himself. So I don't know.
and do we have any writings from Ibn Jarir and all the other scholars that Ibn Kathir claims wrote stuff that he's quoting?
Well, I did not dig deep into that. I'm guessing he knows it. The problem is the many writers who are using Ibn Kathir writings by editing it and make it a little bit pure and clear. I wish I can have access to the original writings of Ibn Kathir. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a bunch of them right now in the Arabic language, which is tahqiq. Tahqiq means editing or the correction of Ibn Kathir writing by this guy, by this guy, by this guy, by this guy. We don't have one book of Ibn Kathir. The original book of Ibn Kathir, I don't know where it's at. And if
Right.
it was written 600 years after Muhammad. I would love to see what he wrote because I promise you, if we have access to the writings of Ibn Kathir by his handwriting, which were written 600 years after Muhammad, I guarantee you it will be a completely different book than that which we have in our hand today.
For sure.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
But apparently, Allah did not destroy a people with a torment from heaven or earth until after he sent the Torah, which is fascinating because the Torah was written after the flood, which means that that's not correct according to biblical chronology,
Sure.
except for the people of the village whom Allah transformed into monkeys.
But these were by the village, which I believe it happened after Moses, because they have the Torah is written. Now you have to believe in Noah, Moses, and believe in his Torah. So obviously, yeah.
Man, this is
Are you suffering? It's we're
this
almost
hurts. This hurts. You may be
it's all,
surprised to learn that this chapter is only two again.
yeah, yeah.
What is the message of this chapter? And the answer is that there is no message in this chapter. You just don't understand the Quran, Usama. You don't speak original Arabic.
Listen, no, I was told by the Imam in Ohio 2 weeks ago. We went to a mosque, and he asked me one question: do you memorize the Quran? And my answer was no. He said, then you're not a qualified scholar. And I said to him, I understand the Quran. He said, it doesn't matter. You need to memorize the Quran. Think about it. I told him, I know a lot of people all over the world who do not speak Arabic, who memorize the Quran, and they don't know jack about what they're memorizing. Are they more qualified to speak on Islam on more than me? And he said, yes.
That is...
So the only way you and I can speak intelligently about the Quran is very simple. Memorize the Quran. You don't have to speak Arabic.
This may sound strange,
memorize.
but I actually have paper, and I can write stuff and print stuff, and I have books, so I don't have to memorize it because I can.
No good. You have to memorize it because that's a gift of Allah, Satan. That means Allah is on you. Which, by the way, I believe, Lloyd, that's a true. You cannot memorize the entire Quran in the Arabic language. You don't speak Arabic. You don't know what you're saying, and you memorize them perfectly unless there's demonic spirit there. It's not an easy project. Imagine with me memorizing the New Testament in Greek, and you know nothing about Greek. You don't even know how to say good morning in the Greek language. Think about it. The entire New Testament in Greek, and you don't know 2 words in the Greek language.
This doesn't look, nothing in Islam makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what village of people got turned into monkeys? Like, where the heck does this come from?
Listen, brother, I'm trying to help you not to skip anything. I'm giving you information about every story, every name Allah mentioned in the Quran. And the problem is, most of them do not see anything wrong to read a name or to read a description of something without any details, and they go to the scholars, and the scholar tells them all what they need to know. It's easy. It's very easy. I know you're suffering. I feel.
No, this is. Let's do chapter 13, the story of the companions of Ras or Russ or whatever.
Ross.
What he said.
That's a friend of mine. His name is Ross. Actually, I got 2 friends by the name Ross. One in Pennsylvania, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, where I buy my cars from. He sells Subaru cars. And Ross is an air-conditioned ducting system guy here in Missouri who helped me in my house and my apartments and everything. So 2 good friends by the name Ross, man.
Right here. So in Quran 25, 38, 39, and Ad and Tamud and the companion of the Ras and many generations between them. And we gave parables to each of them, and each we destroyed with utter destruction. Then in Quran 50, Allah said, before them the people of Noah and the companions of Ras and Tamud denied. And Ad and Pharaoh and the brethren of Lot, and the companions of the woods and the people of Tubba, they all denied the messengers. So my threat becomes established.
Stop for a minute. You heard about the people of the Ras. Can you tell me, what did you learn about the people of the Ras from these 2 verses?
They denied the messengers.
Okay, anything else?
They were destroyed.
Yeah, makes sense.
They got parables.
Now we know for sure that these people really truly existed in the past because we cannot find them. And
no, they had parables. They were destroyed. because they denied the messengers.
Anything else?
They liked jelly beans.
No, that's not there. You
They
added them.
played
You cannot.
volleyball.
No, that's not true either.
What did Ibn Kathir say? There must have been something.
Well, let's go find out.
They invented Scrabble.
No.
This is. I tried my best there.
Okay.
These are the only two verses in which the people of Ras are mentioned, although there is not any other information about them in the Quran. Ibn Kathir wrote 2 pages about them. He interprets from the reading of the verses that they were utterly destroyed. Ibn Jarir said that they were the companions of the moat. I was thinking of building a moat around my computer, and then you have to be on the other side of it, and then you can't come over with this Quran nonsense.
Listen, we got the verse of the Quran to prove our point, man. Please, brother. Quran 85, verse 4. Killed are
the companions of the moat.
These are the...
I mean, look, what if it was the companions of the river, or maybe the companions of the tree? Could have been the companions of the cloud.
Actually,
what about the companions of the drawbridge?
No.
The companions of the wall in front of the moat, or the wall behind the moat.
See, you're not taking the word of Allah seriously, man. I'm sorry, brother. That's why you're an infidel.
Yeah, anyway, before Allah strikes me down. However, Ibn Ishaq disagreed by saying they were a people after the days of Christ.
Woo! Now we're talking about different information. Were they old? Were they new? Before Christ? After Christ? Go ahead.
Clearly it's the Palestinians, man. And then Ibn Jarir stated that Ibn Abbas said the companions of the Rash were the people of one of the villages of Tamud.
Some imam will hear that and he say, yes, but these were not good people, therefore they cannot call them Palestinians. There were some enemies of the Palestinians.
Harry is saying, Lloyd, I think you need bacon. Yeah, you're right. You know what? Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Right now, I need bacon. Send bacon. This is the only thing that can save me from Islam. Bacon injections, bacon sausage, whatever, just bacon.
Hey, I wake up this morning 3 o'clock, actually 2:30. I could not go sleep, so I decided to fix myself breakfast. I got 3 slices of bacon and I cooked them good, crispy, and I used their fat to cook 2 eggs, and I ate a good meal around 4 o'clock in the morning, and that was good. So we need to try that sometime.
Bacon can keep you safe from Islam. It's the only antidote to Islam, so use it liberally. Like, share it with your friends, okay? Don't be shy. Share bacon.
Even the fat come out, or just fix some eggs with it. You'll be fine.
And if it's from a 3-legged pig, just remember that's a very special pig. You can't eat it all at once. You know, a heroic pig that saved your son's life. You cannot eat it all at once.
Yep.
So Ibn Kathir said that Muslim scholars said that the companions of the Rash used to live in Hodor, a city in Yemen. Allah sent them a prophet named Hanzala ibn Safwan. They called him a liar and they killed him. Great, he had a short career. So Ad ibn Ayos took his son and left Ras and went to Ahqaf, a valley between Amman and the land of Mara. Allah destroyed the companions of the Ras. Although Ibn Kathir said they were all destroyed, in the next statement he wrote they were spread all over Yemen and infected the whole earth, until Giran ibn Sa'd came down and built the city which he named the Iram of the Pillars. Then Allah sent Hud to the people of Ad, but they called him a liar. Then Allah destroyed them. Okay, does this mean anything? From that, Ibn Kathir said he knew the companions of the Rash were living many years before Ad, and Allah knows best. So guys, that was amazing history. So someone draw me a map of that and a timeline and just send it to me, because that sounded like some serious.
You know what? I'm thinking if I edit my book, I should add maps and pictures and stuff like that to make it more exciting. You know.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out the. Hold on. So hang on. I've got the map here from Allah's. This is what Allah was describing in the Quran. This was it. Here it goes. This is the. And the guy from Ad went to this valley, and then the Iram of the Pillars, and then I think this is kind of what they were describing here. What happened?
That's the map. He's working on the map behind them right now.
That's it. This guy's working on it, and this is what he's coming up with as he's going.
I like to, can I meet him? We pay him some money if he can help us to make some pictures
Yeah,
for
this
my
is the
book.
right guy to figure out to make this map of what we just read because he's
Oh, okay,
figuring it out.
okay. Don't forget, please send me his number, his information, so I email or something, so we can write to him.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. So,
Oh.
so there are many opinions given as to what the Ras was, but Ibn Abu Hatim said that the Ras was a well in Azerbaijan. I need a moment.
But it could be true. We don't know. You see, the problem is what is written in the Quran is a little bit ambiguous. It's not clear. There was nothing written there. Therefore, anything is possible. Anything is possible.
Al-Turi said it was a well where they buried their prophets.
Ooh.
Ibn Jarir said that the companions of the Ras are in Flag and were companions of Yasin. And Qatada said they were a village in Yamama and were completely destroyed, as Allah said in Quran 36:29. It was only a single shout, so they were just extinguished.
But that was about the people of Hud, not about. I mean, it's like, how can you use the same verse for everybody? But that's okay, no problem.
Ibn Kathir said that Abu Bukhari Muhammad said that the companions of the Ras used to have a well from which all of them drank, and it was enough for their land.
Mm-hmm.
One well for the whole country.
Yep.
Can they identify the country?
Well, it's on the map. It's on Earth.
We're working on the map. We got the guy working on the map. Yeah,
it's close to down there in the
it's
south.
in Azerbaijan or it's in Yemen. Definitely.
Well, somewhere between. Yeah, it's very close there. Yeah.
Azerbaijan. Hold on. Let's get a map here. World map.
You really want to see this on the map? Come on, brother. Are you serious?
Hang on. So we got to find.
Here it is. It's somewhere there. That is perfect map. That's very close to where you're at right now.
Azerbaijan. Hang on. Azerbaijan is. So this is Yemen.
Yeah.
Here's Azerbaijan.
Yeah, it's pretty close. I mean, it's not
Yemen,
far.
Azerbaijan. So
it's in this area around there.
it's somewhere, maybe in Azerbaijan, maybe in Yemen, maybe somewhere in between.
Listen, I know for sure it's not in Canada or United States. I know for sure it's not South America.
So it could be a well in Oman, Yemen, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Jordan, Iraq, Syria, Kuwait, Qatar, Armenia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Georgia, Turkey, or Azerbaijan. Anywhere in that region.
In this area, it's a quick. You can walk the whole thing in no time.
So this thing could be north, south, east or west of
or in
Saudi
the middle.
Arabia.
Listen, it could be in the middle too. I mean, it doesn't have to be in the north or the south. In the middle, somewhere.
So it could be north of the south, south of the north, west of the east, and east there, which is the middle. Or it could be, wow. This is.
If you want to put the map, it would be very easy. People can find it.
Yeah. That's why the guy's working on the map. It's a little complicated, as you saw the diagram he was making. But Ibn Kathir said that, they used to have a well. Yeah, so people, okay. So then, oh my God, they had a just king. When the king died, the people were sad. Days later, Satan appeared in the image of the king and said, I did not die. I just left to see how you would act in my absence. I need to fake my death after this as well. I think this is going to save me from having to read this nonsense. So they were rejoicing greatly, and he gave the order to build a veil between him and them, and he told them he would never die. So people were deceived by him and believed him, and they worshipped him. So Allah sent to them a prophet from among them who told them, this is Satan. And the prophet forbade them from serving him. He ordered them to serve Allah alone without any partner. Nothing on the nose about that at all. And then Ibn Kathir said that Al-Suhail said that Hanzala ibn Safwan used to receive revelation in his sleep, so the people killed him. How do these things connect?
It's like you have to first say the Shahada, and then you understand all that.
So this is like me saying, there was a guy who loved to go to gym. He would eat, and he loved to eat pizza, so a bus drove over him.
No, it was not a bus. It was a
car. Or like me saying, there's a guy who loved to plant flowers. So one day he was walking under a window and a piano fell on him and he died. You're like,
See, there's some connection there. Yep. Because the window, the piano is heavy.
how do you get from this part of the story to that part of the story? Okay, so the water in the well went dry and they became
Yeah.
thirsty. The
See,
trees
we go
died
back to the well. See the connection? Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the fruit ceased and their homes were destroyed. There's no water in the well. Oh my God, my home is being destroyed. There's no water in the well. My house is falling apart. My house is crumbled. Yeah,
It
yeah.
was hard. It was difficult. It was really difficult.
There
Yeah.
was no water, so the plants died, and then because of that, the houses were destroyed.
Yeah.
It became a harsh life after living a comfortable life, and they were destroyed to the last one. The jinn dwelt in their houses, and so did the wild animals. The houses were destroyed. How did the animals live in them? Nothing.
Narnia. Remember Narnia? Something about Narnia here. The animals live in the
You know, who of you guys is losing IQ points reading this?
I don't think, because if I think I will lose, I'll try not to
Nothing,
say. Just let it go.
nothing could be heard in their places but the voices of the jinn, the roars of the lions, and the voices of the hyenas. Muhammad
Hey,
said,
the Lion King. That's where the Lion King came from. I remember the hyenas. The
you shouldn't
hyenas.
shout so loud. People are listening to this. They're becoming very fragile emotionally, and shouting
Right.
could cause them mental harm. We've got to be very careful. People are listening to this.
If
This
they
is
start
causing
crying,
trauma. This is causing Islamo trauma. That's why people have Islamophobia.
yep, the result of that. You have to be careful now. Very careful, please.
So Muhammad said that the first one to enter the garden of paradise would be a black slave, because Allah sent a prophet to the people of the village, but no one believed him except this black slave. Although previously Al-Suhail did not give more information about the well that the prophet was thrown into, Ibn Kathir stated that the people of the village dug a well and threw the prophet into it. Then they threw a rock on top of the well. And then the slave used to go and sell firewood. Then he would buy food and drink and go back to the well. Allah used to help him remove the stone so he could feed the prophet and put the stone back after he fed the prophet and gave him drink. How about you just let the guy out? One day he went in.
All this and the rest yet to come out of the word is written there. That's it. The word in the Quran.
So one day he went and got his wood, but he took a nap, and Allah caused him to sleep on one side for 7 years. Then he turned over to the other side and he slept for another 7 years.
That's 14
Because
years.
of Allah. And then he woke up and he thought he'd only slept for an hour when he went to the village and he sold his wood and he bought food and drink. And he went to feed the prophet, but he could not find the well, for the people had taken the prophet out because they believed in him. The prophet used to ask them about this black man, and they said, "We don't know," until their prophet died. That was why Muhammad said the first one to enter the garden would be that black man.
See, you connect the story back. You get back to the original thought. The first man enters the garden as a black man. Now you get it back, which means true. We're not making this stuff up. Yep.
Okay. Ibn Kathir stated that Ibn Jarir disagreed with this hadith because the Quran clearly taught that the companions of Ras were completely destroyed. However, since these people believed, Ibn Jarir said that perhaps these were the children of the Ras who believed after the destruction of their parents, and Allah knows best. And now you know better too. Don't read this. Stay away from Islam. I mean, good God, just leave now. Run, don't walk. Run.
You're terrible.
How can the children come to exist if the entire population of the Ras was destroyed? That's a good question. Once again, we have another made-up story.
I could get my doctorate degree on that question here, but that's okay.
I mean, the guy who wrote this book says he personally believes no such people ever existed. How can he doubt their existence based on such deep, compelling, scholarly evidence? I don't understand it. The Quran has so much detail, lays this out so carefully with such methodical logic and evidence, and then the scholars provide us with a detailed, rich history and tapestry of of the life and culture and circumstance, and then some Egyptian dude comes along and he doesn't abide. No, the dude does not abide. The dude goes, I don't believe this. You know, so if I don't know, I'm disappointed. I am disappointed. You know, Allah left us a name in the Quran with no details, but that's because the details don't matter.
Listen. You know, if you ever watch VeggieTales, in the beginning and the closing of this cartoon, they have a song, VeggieTales, 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 and they have the cucumber and tomato and the whatever different vegetables talking and telling the story. I love it so much, so I changed it to fairy tales, fairy tales, fairy tales, fairy tales. I'm talking about the entire book is the fairy tales. I mean, no kidding. I challenge Muslim, give me one story in that book. Take it from the Bible, take it from some other books written around the years of the Bible, after the Bible, before the Bible, whatever story. I mean, it's all nonsense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And today we'll show you at least 3 good examples. Actually, we'll show you before, and the rest of the stories will be the rest of the stories.
You know, there's only one thing that can fix this, that can help us put us back mentally on the spot. We need a mental detox. There's only one thing that I think if we do this, it will help us to recover our sanity. We need a detox. So we're going to read a poem from Cat in the Hat. This is the only thing that can save us. Dr. Seuss is the only one that can save us. The sun did not shine. It was too wet to play. So we sat in the house all that cold, cold, wet day. I sat there with Sally. We sat there, we two. And I said how I wish we had something to do. Too wet to go out and too cold to play ball. So we sat in the house. We did nothing at all. So all we could do was sit, 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 sit. And we did not like it, not one little bit. Bump. And then something went bump. How that bump made us jump. Doesn't that make a lot more sense than what we just read?
Is this in the Quran? Where are you reading that from? Where did it come from? Is this a story in the Quran?
This is The Cat in the Hat by Dr. Seuss. And I feel better now.
In Egypt, brother, I never heard of Dr. Seuss. I think Dr. Seuss is copying the Quran and corrupted, man. See, that's like another corrupted book about the word of Allah.
No, I think The Cat in the Hat makes a lot more sense than the crap we just read.
Okay, you know what? That's
this rhymed. It made sense. It was funny. There's a story. It's the preface to the Quran. Yeah.
Listen, Lloyd, I really had great time today. I enjoyed your patience, and I'm glad you didn't complain. You always like to complain about everything I wrote in my book. It's like I'm tired of listening to you complain about the word of Allah and the great scholarly writing of so-called Muslim great scholars. So I am so thankful that today you did not complain. I appreciate you for that. And next week we'll jump to another chapter, and hopefully we get some serious, juicy material with more, good stuff.
So yeah. So guys, I'm so I'll be here next week unless I fake my death, and because I'm starting to think that's a really good idea if that's the only way I'm going to get out of this. But I think I found a way to recover. I think maybe we should end every show with a story from The Cat in the Hat. Make a comparison and see if Dr. Seuss wrote a better surah than. I think so. So we finished 3 chapters. How's that?
Hey, normally a chapter takes 3-4 weeks. So that make it much easier and much sweeter, man. But don't worry, we're gonna get some big chapters coming up.
Surah Al-Katiha, exactly. Katiha Hatiha. Whatever. So guys, look, my strong suggestion is that you find yourselves some Cat in the Hat, read it for like 5 minutes, detox. That's the only way you're going to get this Quran nonsense out of your system. And if you want to cure Muslims, just read the Quran to them, okay? So read the tafsirs to them afterwards and tell them, yeah, this is great. Where do you get this? Where can I learn some more? So yeah, that's it from us tonight, right? Yep, Dr. Seuss does make more sense. So guys, so thank you very much, and we shall see you guys very soon. I hope there was an interesting exploration into the mind of the Muslim scholars who interpreted the Quran, and yeah, some deep stories that the cat in the hat just blew out of the water, because it's a lot more interesting to read and I think has a lot more of a lesson to teach us. So there you go. Any final word? Yep.
That's it.
Yep. So thanks, guys. Good night. God bless, and we shall see you all soon. Take care.
Good night.